Lesson 1, Lunchtime Logistics.
Hey Anna, I'm getting a bit hungry. How about we grab some lunch?
Sounds good to me. What did you have in mind?
Well, I was thinking we could get some sandwiches and canned soups. That would hit the spot.
Ooh, sandwiches and soups, a classic lunchtime combo. And we shouldn't forget the snacks too.
Absolutely. We'll need to pick up some chips and, what else would be a good pairing?
How about some pretzels, or maybe some trail mix? That would give us a nice variety.
Great idea. Trail mix would be perfect for a little salty sweet action. And it's a nice healthy option too.
Exactly. We can balance out the heartiness of the sandwiches and soups with some lighter, crunchy snacks.
Sounds like a plan. Should we head to the grocery store now? I'm starting to get those hunger pangs.
Let's do it. The sooner we get there, the sooner we can dig into our delicious lunchtime spread.
Perfect. I'm thinking turkey and cheddar on whole wheat for my sandwich. How about you?
That sounds tasty. I'm in the mood for a classic tuna salad on a croissant. Can't go wrong with that.
Ooh, tuna salad, great choice. We'll have to make sure to grab some napkins too. Don't want any messy mishaps.
Good call. And maybe some bottled water or juices to wash it all down. Gotta stay hydrated, you know.
Absolutely. Alright, let's get going before our stomachs start staging a full-on revolt.
Haha, lead the way, John. I'm right behind you, ready to fuel up for the rest of the day.
Excellent. This is going to be a delicious and satisfying lunch, for sure.
Lesson 2, Multicultural Migration.
Hey Anna, did you know that Australia has become quite a melting pot of cultures in recent decades?
Really? I hadn't realized that. What kind of cultural diversity are we talking about?
Well, a lot of people have been migrating to Australia from various countries in Europe over the past few decades.
Interesting. I suppose that makes sense, given Australia's reputation as a desirable place to live and work.
Exactly. The country has seen an influx of immigrants from all over Europe, Spain, Italy, Greece, you name it.
That's quite fascinating. I can imagine that has really shaped the cultural landscape of Australia in some unique ways.
Absolutely. You'll find influences from those European traditions woven throughout the Australian way of life now.
That must make for a really vibrant and dynamic society. I'd love to experience that blend of cultures firsthand someday.
You should definitely visit. The food, the music, the architecture, it's all a wonderful melting pot.
It sounds amazing. I can just picture the bustling streets with people from all different backgrounds coming together.
It's truly remarkable. Australia has really embraced its role as a multicultural hub in recent years.
That's so great to hear. Fostering that sense of diversity and inclusion is so important for any modern society.
I agree. And it's not just Europeans either, Australia has welcomed immigrants from all over the world.
Wow, I had no idea. It's like a mini United Nations down under. That must make for some fascinating cultural exchanges.
Definitely. It's really broadened the perspectives and experiences of the Australian people as a whole.
I can only imagine. It's inspiring to see a country so open and welcoming to people of all different backgrounds.
Absolutely. Australia is setting a great example when it comes to celebrating diversity and inclusion.
Well, now you've got me itching to book a trip to Australia. I want to immerse myself in that vibrant multicultural atmosphere.
I don't blame you. It's an experience I'm sure you'd absolutely love. Let me know if you need any travel tips or recommendations.
Will do, John. This conversation has definitely piqued my interest in exploring Australia's cultural melting pot. Sounds like an incredible journey.
I think you'll really enjoy it, Anna. It's an eye-opening and enriching experience, that's for sure.
Lesson 3: Resilience after tragedy.
Anna, I need to talk to you about something that's been weighing heavily on my mind.
Of course, John. What is it? You can talk to me about anything.
I recently visited some of the victims who had survived a terrible tragedy. The injuries they sustained were just heartbreaking.
Oh no, that sounds absolutely awful. What happened, if you don't mind me asking?
It was a horrific incident, an act of violence that left so many innocent people hurt and traumatized.
How devastating. I can't even imagine the physical and emotional toll it must have taken on the victims.
Seeing them, hearing their stories, it really put things into perspective. But despite their suffering, their resilience was truly inspiring.
That's remarkable. Even in the face of such tragedy, they were able to find the strength to carry on.
Exactly. The way they've picked up the pieces and are working to rebuild their lives is truly humbling.
That takes an incredible amount of courage and determination. I'm in awe of their ability to persevere.
As am I. It's a testament to the human spirit and the power of community support.
Absolutely. Having that network of care and compassion must make all the difference in their recovery.
It really does. Seeing their progress, hearing about the outpouring of help and kindness, it was incredibly moving.
I can only imagine. It must make you feel hopeful, even in the midst of such darkness.
It does, Anna. It reminds me that even in our most difficult moments, we have the capacity to overcome.
That's a beautiful way to look at it. Their stories are a powerful reminder of the resilience of the human spirit.
Precisely. I'm grateful to have had the chance to witness their strength and determination firsthand.
As am I, John. Hearing about their journey must have been incredibly impactful. I admire your compassion for wanting to support them.
Thank you, Anna. It's the least I can do. If anything, their stories have inspired me to be a better, more empathetic person.
That's wonderful, John. I have no doubt your presence and support has made a meaningful difference in their lives.
I certainly hope so. These individuals have been through so much, but their resilience is truly awe-inspiring.
It's a powerful reminder that even in our darkest moments, we have the capacity to heal and grow stronger.
Absolutely. Their stories will stay with me, and I hope they can inspire others as well.
Lesson 4: The Science Literacy Divide.
Hey Anna, I've been thinking a lot about the relationship between science, technology, and the humanities lately.
Oh, really? What have you been pondering about that intersection?
Well, it seems like there's often this divide between literary and scientific/technological fields. Some people in the humanities seem to ignore or dismiss the importance of science and tech.
That's an interesting observation. Why do you think that divide exists?
I think it has to do with the different mindsets and approaches between the two realms. The scientific method is all about empirical data and measurable results, while the humanities are more focused on interpretation and subjective experiences.
I see what you mean. The emphasis on objectivity and quantifiable facts in science can feel at odds with the more qualitative nature of literature and the arts.
Exactly. But I think that's a mistake. Science and technology are too important to be ignored or marginalized. They shape our world in profound ways.
I agree. Science and tech have such a huge impact on our daily lives, our culture, and our understanding of the universe. We can't afford to dismiss them.
Absolutely. Advancements in fields like medicine, renewable energy, and communications have transformed human civilization. They deserve a seat at the table alongside the literary arts.
Good point. And conversely, the humanities offer essential insights that can inform and enrich our scientific endeavors. There's so much to be gained from cross-pollination.
Definitely. Literature, philosophy, and the arts give us a deeper understanding of the human condition. That context is invaluable for guiding the application of science and technology.
Couldn't have said it better myself. The two realms are not mutually exclusive, they should be complementary, informing and enriching one another.
I agree wholeheartedly. We need to break down the artificial barriers between them and foster more collaboration and interdisciplinary thinking.
Absolutely. Integrating scientific, technological, and humanistic perspectives is crucial for addressing the complex challenges facing the world today.
Well said, Anna. It's time we start bridging that divide and recognizing the immense value that both the sciences and the humanities bring to the table.
Couldn't agree more, John. This is an important conversation we need to be having. Bringing these realms together is essential for progress and innovation.
Agreed. Let's continue to explore ways we can foster that integration and appreciation for the full breadth of human knowledge and creativity.
Lesson 5, A Mysterious Voice.
Morning, Anna. I wanted to share something strange that happened to me yesterday.
Oh, really? What was it? I'm all ears.
Well, I was walking through the park, and for a moment I thought I heard another voice, just briefly.
Another voice? That is strange. What do you mean exactly? Did you recognize it?
No, that's the thing. It was just a few words, but I couldn't quite make out who it was or where it came from.
How peculiar. Do you have any idea what the voice might have said? Or any other details you can recall?
Let me think. I believe the words were something like, "We must act quickly, or time is running out."
Whoa, that's quite ominous. Do you have any theories on what it could have been about?
I'm honestly not sure. It all happened so fast, I'm still trying to piece it together in my mind.
That must have been unsettling. Did you see anyone else around who might have been the source of the voice?
No, that's the strange part. The park was fairly empty, and I didn't see anyone else in the vicinity.
How bizarre. Do you think it could have been your imagination playing tricks on you?
I considered that, but the words seemed so clear and intentional. I can't shake the feeling that there was more to it.
Very intriguing. I'm curious to know if you'll uncover any more details about this mysterious voice.
Me too. I can't help but wonder if it was some kind of warning or message that I was meant to hear.
That's an interesting perspective. Maybe it was a sign that you should be more observant of your surroundings.
Yeah, maybe. Or perhaps it was just a curious coincidence. Either way, it's got me puzzled.
Well, keep me posted if you happen to hear that voice again or discover any more clues. This has piqued my curiosity.
Will do, Anna. I'm certainly going to be more attentive next time I'm in the park. Who knows what other mysteries might unfold?
Absolutely. Mysterious occurrences like this always make for such intriguing stories. I look forward to hearing more, John.
Me too. This has certainly added a bit of intrigue to my daily routine. I'll be sure to keep you in the loop.
Lesson 6, Stamp Collecting Surprises.
Hey Anna, I heard you're getting into stamp collecting. That sounds amazing.
Why, yes I am. It's been a really fascinating new hobby for me. Do you have any experience with stamp collecting?
Not really, but it's always intrigued me. What got you interested in it in the first place?
Well, I've always been a bit of a history buff, and I find that stamp designs can offer such a unique window into different cultures and time periods.
Ah, I see. So it's like a way to explore the world through these tiny little pieces of art and history.
Exactly. And the hunt for rare and unique stamps can be quite thrilling. Do you plan on attending any stamp exhibitions or fairs?
Stamp exhibitions? I hadn't even thought of that. Are those a big part of the stamp collecting community?
Absolutely. They're a great way to connect with fellow collectors, discover new acquisitions, and learn more about the hobby.
That's really cool. I can imagine it must be quite the niche but devoted community.
It really is. Stamp collectors tend to be incredibly passionate and knowledgeable. The exhibitions are like a stamp lover's paradise.
I can only imagine. All those tiny works of art and little snippets of history all in one place. Sounds fascinating.
It truly is. You should come with me to the next one. I bet you'd get hooked once you see it all in person.
You know, that's not a bad idea. It could be a fun new adventure to explore. Plus, I'd get to spend more time with you.
Ah, that's so sweet. I'd love for you to join me. We can dive into the world of stamp collecting together.
It's a date then. I'm excited to see what this hobby has in store and learn more about its rich history.
Wonderful. I just know you're going to love it. Stamp collecting is such an unexpectedly rewarding pastime.
I'm looking forward to it. Who knows, I might even find a new passion of my own in the process.
That's the spirit. This is going to be so much fun. I can't wait to share my love of stamps with you.
I'm eager to see it all through your eyes. This is going to be a wonderful new adventure for us.
Absolutely. I have a feeling this is the start of a beautiful stamp collecting journey.
I'm ready to dive in, Anna. Lead the way to stamp collecting enlightenment.
Lesson 7: The Haunted Ghost Town.
Hey Anna, I've been reading about this really fascinating ghost town that used to exist out west. Have you ever heard of Bodie, California?
Bodie? No, I can't say that I have. What's the story behind this ghost town?
Well, it was a thriving gold mining town back in the late 1800s, but it was eventually abandoned and left to decay.
Abandoned? That's intriguing. What led to the town being completely deserted?
Apparently, the locals believed the area was haunted and avoided it like the plague. They thought it was an evil, cursed place.
Ooh, spooky. So the townspeople just up and left because they were scared of ghosts and curses?
Exactly. The story goes that the Indians in the region refused to go near Bodie, believing it was inhabited by dark spirits.
How fascinating. I can just imagine the superstitions and ghost stories that must have circulated about this place.
Yeah, it's said that people stopped visiting Bodie in the 1860s because they were too afraid of the evil that lurked there.
Wow, that's commitment to a ghost story. I can't even fathom an entire town being abandoned over supernatural beliefs.
Right? It's really quite remarkable. The town was eventually rediscovered in the early 1900s, completely frozen in time.
That must have been an eerie sight, just a deserted, dilapidated town left to the elements. No wonder it's considered a classic ghost town.
Definitely. Bodhi is now a state historic park, and they've preserved it in its original state to this day.
That's incredible. I can only imagine how unsettling it must feel to walk through those abandoned streets.
Absolutely. The idea of an entire town just being left behind because of superstition and fear is so captivating.
I agree, it's a really fascinating piece of history. The ghost town vibe must make it a popular tourist attraction.
Oh, it definitely is. People flock there to experience the spooky, otherworldly atmosphere for themselves.
I can see the appeal. There's something thrilling about immersing yourself in a place with such a haunted past.
Definitely. Bodhi seems like the kind of place that would spark all sorts of imagination and wonder.
I'm intrigued. This has definitely piqued my interest. I may just have to add a visit to Bodhi to my bucket list.
I think that's a great idea. It's the kind of place that really stays with you, even long after you leave.
I can imagine. The lure of an authentic ghost town must be hard to resist. Thanks for telling me all about it, John.
Anytime, Anna. I always enjoy sharing fascinating bits of history and legend. Bodhi is truly one of a kind.
Lesson 8, Mall Exploration.
Morning, Anna. I've got an idea for an adventure I think you might enjoy.
Oh? What kind of adventure did you have in mind, John?
How about spending the day exploring the local mall? There's just something about getting lost in all those stores that I find really captivating.
The mall? I have to admit, that's not usually my first choice for an adventure, but you've piqued my curiosity.
Trust me, there's more to it than just shopping. The architecture, the variety of people, the sheer scale of it all, it's like its own little world.
I suppose I can see the appeal of that. I do love people watching and discovering hidden gems.
Exactly. And you never know what kind of unique shops or quirky finds you might stumble upon. I could spend hours in there.
Hours, huh? Now you're really selling me on this idea. What is it about the mall that you find so fascinating?
Well, for one, the vast array of department stores and specialty shops is endlessly intriguing. Each one has its own distinct personality.
That's true. Malls do tend to have such a diverse collection of retail experiences all in one place.
Absolutely. And then you've got the food courts, the entertainment options, even the little pop-up kiosks. It's like its own miniature ecosystem.
Wow, you really make it sound like an adventure waiting to happen. I have to admit, my perspective on malls is starting to shift.
That's what I love about it, there's always something new to discover, even in a familiar place. It's like peeling back the layers.
I'm intrigued. Maybe a day of mall exploration is exactly what I need to mix up my usual routine.
That's the spirit. I guarantee you'll find something to pique your interest, whether it's quirky home goods or an indie bookstore.
All right, you've convinced me. When do we set off on this small adventure of yours, John?
How about this weekend? I'm ready to be your guide through the wonders of the mall whenever you are.
Sounds perfect. I'm looking forward to seeing the mall through your eyes and discovering its hidden gems.
Excellent. This is going to be an experience you won't soon forget. Get ready for a day of pure mall magic, Anna.
I can hardly wait. Lead the way, John. I'm ready to dive into the mall's endless possibilities.
Wonderful. This is the start of a grand adventure. Prepare to be amazed, my friend.
Lesson 9, Inspiring Words.
Hey Anna, can I share something that's been on my mind lately?
Of course, John. I'm all ears. What's been weighing on you?
Well, I've been thinking a lot about the importance of self-confidence and staying positive, even in the face of challenges.
That's such an important topic. Why has that been on your mind lately?
I've noticed that sometimes people, myself included, can get bogged down by self-doubt or fear of failure. But I believe staying confident and believing in yourself is key.
I completely agree. Having that inner strength and resilience is so crucial, especially when things get tough.
Exactly. No matter what obstacles come your way, you can't let them break your spirit or shake your belief in yourself.
Definitely. It's easy to get discouraged, but maintaining that self-assurance can make all the difference.
Absolutely. I think one of the most important things is to remember that failure isn't the end of the world, it's an opportunity to learn and grow.
That's a really wise perspective. Reframing setbacks as chances for improvement is so important.
For sure. And you know, I think another key is surrounding yourself with people who uplift and encourage you.
Yes, that support system can make all the difference. Having people in your corner who believe in you is invaluable.
Exactly. Having that network of positive influences to lean on when times get tough is so important.
I couldn't agree more. Self-confidence is such a powerful tool, but it's even stronger when you have a community behind you.
Definitely. And you know, I think the most inspiring people are the ones who refuse to be defined by their failures or challenges.
Absolutely. The ones who stay resilient and keep pushing forward, no matter what life throws their way.
Exactly. Those are the people who end up achieving amazing things, because they never lose sight of their self-belief.
Well said, John. Those are the kind of words and that kind of mindset that I think can really resonate with and inspire others.
I'm so glad you feel that way, Anna. Spreading a message of confidence and perseverance is something I'm really passionate about.
I can tell, and I think it's a wonderful thing to be passionate about. The world needs more people sharing that kind of uplifting perspective.
I agree wholeheartedly. If we can all learn to stay confident and believe in ourselves, Just imagine the incredible things we could accomplish.
Absolutely. Those are words to live by, John. I'm grateful to have you as a friend who can share that kind of wisdom and inspiration.
And I'm thankful to have you, Anna. Your positivity and openness to these kinds of conversations means the world to me.
Lesson 10: The Legacy of Harriet Tubman.
Morning, Anna. Have you heard about the incredible story of Harriet Tubman?
Harriet Tubman? No, I don't believe I'm familiar with her story. Tell me more.
Harriet Tubman was an African-American woman who escaped slavery and then risked her life to lead hundreds of other slaves to freedom through the Underground Railroad.
Wow, that's an amazingly brave and selfless thing to do. I can't even imagine the courage it must have taken.
Absolutely. Tubman was known as Moses to the enslaved black community, as she guided them to safety and liberation.
Moses, huh? That's a powerful nickname that really captures the significance of her actions. What else do we know about her life?
Well, in 1869, a book was written about Tubman's incredible exploits, shedding light on the horrors of slavery and her heroic efforts to fight it.
A book chronicling her story, that's fascinating. It must have been a groundbreaking work at the time, given the injustices of slavery.
Absolutely. Tubman's story has become an iconic part of African American history and the abolitionist movement.
I can imagine. To risk everything to help others escape the cruelty of slavery, that's the mark of a true hero.
Exactly. Tubman is revered for her bravery, determination, and unwavering commitment to liberating her people from bondage.
It's amazing how one person can have such an incredible impact. Tubman's legacy must continue to inspire people to this day.
Without a doubt. She's viewed as a symbol of hope, resilience, and the power of the human spirit to overcome even the most daunting of obstacles.
That's so admirable. I'm eager to learn more about Harriet Tubman's remarkable life and the incredible contributions she made.
I'm glad I could pique your interest, Anna. Tubman's story is one that everyone should know, as it sheds light on a crucial part of our history.
Absolutely. Her courage and dedication to fighting for freedom and equality are truly awe-inspiring. I appreciate you sharing this with me.
Of course. Sharing the stories of pioneers like Harriet Tubman is so important, as they remind us of the power of the human spirit and the difference one person can make.
Well said, John. I have a feeling Tubman's legacy will continue to captivate and inspire people for generations to come.
I couldn't agree more. Her name and her deeds will forever be etched in the annals of history as a testament to the transformative power of unwavering conviction.
Beautifully put. Harriet Tubman's story is truly one for the ages, and I'm grateful to have learned more about this remarkable woman.
As am I, Anna. Discussing Tubman's legacy has been a real privilege, and I'm glad we could share in the appreciation of her incredible life.